When is sweet itch actually sweet itch, and when is it actually neck threadworms?
Ooh. That was a really great question. Is Lise here? Oh, just two people. Okay. Is sweet itch something that is common around here? No.
We've got a big head nod in the back.
Okay. So there's a little bit of a breed predilection to it. Like some breeds, some lines seem to be more predisposed to it than others. Like my barn owner has a Lipizan, and I think Lipizans are a breed that is genetically predisposed to it. So what it is, sweet itch is, there is a Culicoides biting midge. It's also called a noceum. It's a gnat. It's very, very tiny. So the good news is that a strong wind can blow them away, and a strong wind can be a fan. So that's good. The bad news is it's not so much the individual biting of this midge that your horse is reacting to, it's the saliva that gets injected into the horse. It sets up a body-wide or systemic allergic reaction. So the horse can get one bite, and it can be anywhere, and then the traditional layout of the clinical signs is that their mane is so itchy is the hallmark of this sweet itch, but the mane becomes rubbed out. The tail, they also itch, and it becomes, they call it a rat tail and buzzed mane, are the way it's described. The ventral midline, so the belly, but exactly in the middle, gets all rubbed out and hairless. And so you look at that as a veterinarian and you think, oh, sweet itch, except
always a curveball.
Culicoides, such a nasty little mite, midge, we should try to do away with these. They are the intermediate host for this neck threadworm. And because terms like threadworm can mean something else. There's actually a threadworm in the intestinal tract too. Different story. The neck threadworm, the word I would like to use is Onchocerca. So the Culicoides is the intermediate host for this Onchocerca parasite. And so when the Culicoides, stick with me here.
I'm with you.
When the Culicoides bites the horse, it injects not just its saliva that the horse is allergic to, but also this Onchocerca parasite. So now you've got a mane or a tail or a ventral midline that's having some reaction, and all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, is it sweet itch, or could it be this neck threadworm, this Onchocerca? So how do you know?
That's what I was just going to ask you. Do you start treating it like one or the other? Or?
Well, this is one of those conditions that you can absolutely start treating and then see the response to treatment and make your diagnosis based on that. And so the way you would treat and rule out the Onchocerca is to deworm. You would give an ivermectin. And if it suddenly becomes better, then sweet itch wasn't the underlying culprit. It was that the Culicoides injected some Onchocerca.
So you would start off assuming it's like neck threadworms by doing the deworming to see if you get a response from there.
Here's actually where you start. You start by calling your vet. Because yeah, many...
You know your audience.
Well, and I actually didn't know he was sitting back there, but many skin things can look like many other skin things. And if you start going, well, I'm going to save some money and just treat myself, you're going to find yourself down the road, you missed the whole show season, you spent a lot of money, and your horse is miserable. So get the vet out and get a diagnosis. And the diagnosis can be through a visual, a history, because sweet itch is very classic in its the horse shows you, and also when it starts, time of the year, and when it ends, and then the fact that it's very, very itchy. You could also do a skin biopsy. And then there's a really cool technique where you can take the skin biopsy and just put it on the farm in water, and the larvae of the Onchocerca will come out, and you can see them. So that's a quick stall site test. And then there's some other skin conditions that look like that. There's summer sores, which is another parasite, Habronema. And so you need to rule that one out too. And that one can also be treated by ivermectin. So the sweet itch is a little bit more, it's a lot more challenging to treat because you have to stop the itching. You have to possibly treat the secondary bacterial infection if the horse has rubbed itself so raw. And then the main thing is you have to stop the midge from being able to bite the horse again, because every bite sets up the allergy reaction going. And keeping the Culicoides, the no-see-em, from biting a horse is very challenging. I mean, I think it's more challenging than keeping ticks off, but I live in an area with a lot of sweet itch. I don't live in an area with a lot of ticks. I might change my story if I had to live with ticks. But it's things like using fans, like I mentioned earlier, keeping horses in at peak times that the midges are out, net. Having these things, having mesh curtains on your stable so that they can't come in and out. Keeping your horse, having a physical barrier between the gnat and the horse, and that means from head to toe, covering them up. And I get a lot of, but Dr. Gray, don't they get hot in the summer then when you cover them up? Well, maybe, but if you use a light color cover, not as much as a dark color, but trust me, they're more comfortable being hot and not itchy than being not hot and itchy. I think I said that right.
Yes,
Okay.
I think you're good.
Okay.
Well, because to your point, a lot of like fly sheets now, there are some that are specifically designed for horses who have sweet itch.
Because they cover, they have a area under here that covers the
They even have ones that go all the way up and like as like a hood
Yep.
on the ears and things
Yep.
like that.
I've seen them go all the way over to the nose.
Yeah, and like the material on that, I believe it's finer because those midges are so small.
And it's stretchy, some of
Yeah.
them too, yeah.
Because seeing a horse with sweet itch is the saddest thing you
Oh,
can
it's
see. They just look
miserable.
so
Yeah,
uncomfortable
they're
all the time.
miserable. You can't do anything with them. Your whole summer is ruined, so you have to work hard to prevent that. But you have to make sure that it's sweet itch that you're dealing with. So for that, I would use your veterinarian.
Absolutely, absolutely.